Hello everyone. In this video, I'm trying to explain how to initialize a structure variables. So I'll show you. So before we are going to initialize the structure variables, we have to create a structure. So I'm creating a structure with employee is name of my structure, and here I'm created data members. So char employee name and then char gender and float salary. So these are the data members. And given age also. So because of that, I can use all the data members. So here I am created one data structure. One structure named employee, and I close with semicolon. In my main function, so before I'm going to initialize the values to my structure variables. So initializing structure variables is nothing but we are trying to give a values for structure members by using the structure variables. So I'll show you how we can initialize the structure variables. So as like a normal variables, structure variables are also initialized in two ways. One is a compile time initialization, that is nothing but we can assign a values to a structure variable at the time of programming itself. And the second one is runtime initialization, that is nothing but we are prompting the user for entering the value for a structure variable. So for that I am creating two structure variables, so that I am using struct keyword. Struct employee is my structure, so I am creating two structure variables E1 and E2. So for one structure variable I will assign a value compile time, and then for the another structure variable I am trying to access the values from the keyboard, that is of a runtime initialization. So now I'll start with the compile time initialization. So I already mentioned compile time initialization of structure variable is nothing but we have to assign a values at the time of programming itself. Like that you can give here E1 is equals to, so you can use a flower braces, and here employee name I'll given as Devi, and I just separated with comma. So and the second one is gender I'll given as female. So for strings you can give a double quotations, and for normal things you don't use any double quotation, you just simply give a value. So salary I'll give as 45,000 for this employee. So this is a compile time initialization. So I already declared structure variable here, and I'm using that structure variable. I try to assign some value to that particular structure variable. So now I'll show you the runtime initialization. Runtime initialization of structure variable. So runtime initialization is nothing but we just prompt the user for entering the values at execution of program. So the differences it makes compile time and runtime is when you initialize your structure variables at compile time, at any times you can execute your program, it will show you the same output because the contents are not changed. So how many times you can execute your program, it will show the same output. So when you go with runtime, at the time of every execution, you can change your values and you can see the different output. That's what only the difference. So depends on your requirement. You can use either compile time initialization or a runtime initialization for a normal variable as well as a structure variable. So here simply I can use my printf statements. So I'm asking the user please enter employee information. So simply you can close with semicolon because I already mentioned each and every line of your C program is terminated with semicolon. So now here I am using \n because I want to see my next printf statement in the next line. So I'm using \n. So here I'm writing printf. So I'm asking the user enter employee name. So I'm asking employee name, and by using scanf statement I can read. So here I am trying to read string, so that I can use %s. So then here I can give %s e2 because for e1 I directly assign a value. For e2 I am trying to assign at runtime. So now it is, and after that again I am using printf statement. I am asking user to enter gender of employee. So then I am using scanf statement. Gender also I mention as string so that I can use %s. So simply I can write e2 dot gender. So I already explained, so don't use any ampersand symbol for reading the string contents, it's not required. So now I'm asking the user for entering the age. So enter age. So in scanf statement, the age I mention as integer. So simply I can use %d, and then here I'm asking e2 dot age semicolon, and then printf enter salary. And here I'm using scanf statement. %f because my salary is of type floating point, I simply can use a %f, and then e2 dot salary. Okay, I mention every time SALARY. So here also I change SARALARY. Okay, so now it is correct. So this is a runtime initialization. So after that I am trying to display both the contents which I assigned directly in my program and reading the content from my keyboard, right? So I'll try to display the information so that I'm writing a printf statements. The employees details. So simply I can use one dotted line. I already mentioned why we are using like this, because only for formatting. So it looks like this, the employee details. Now I'm using printf statement. Printf the name of employee is %s, and here I'm using \n, and now I'm trying to display the content of my first variable which I assigned at compile time. So printf the gender of employee is gender also taken as string, so that I'll mention like this. So then I'll separate it with comma, and here I provided e1 dot gender semicolon, and printf the age of employee is, so age I mentioned as integer, so simply I can use percentile d, and here also I'm using backslash n, and even dot age. And last printf statement for displaying the salary of employee is salary of employee is percentile f. So I'll give you 0.1 f, because after my decimal place I just want to display only one place. So here e1 dot salary. So I can repeat the same thing for my second employee. So I just copy and paste it. So here I mentioned like display first employee info. Remember, so the comments is only for our purpose. The compiler is not executed this comment section. So this is only for our reference. So display second employee info. So here instead of E1 you have to change E2, otherwise it will show the same record, because even you are trying to display the second record, but you are given in programming like first record, so it will show you like that only, so you can replace this. So now my purpose is completed. I just declared one structure named employee, which consisting 4 data members. Later I created 2 structure variables for my employee structure, and I'll try to initialize one structure variables at compile time, that is in program itself. And for the second variable I'm trying to assign a value through the keyboard, that is a runtime initialization I'm trying to show you. And here this is of integer and floating point, you have to give an ampersand symbol in scanf statements, remember. Okay, so now I'm trying to display this content, and my program is completed, and I'll return statement at the end of my program. Yes, so now I try to compile and execute this program. As of yes, so it will show me like